something that was very interesting to me was that you came from the Philippines to the U.S.
Yep.
You entered the Institute
Right.
here, and then you returned to the Philippines.
Right.
Right?
For 10 years.
Wow. Could you tell me a little bit about when you first came into the Institute?
Yes.
So maybe bring me from the Philippines to the U.S. and then tell us about how you came into the Institute.
Okay. In 1967, I think it's a 65, I came here in America. And I was working in Albert Einstein Medical Center. So I went to church every day. I was a night shift. And then I went to church every day, and I look around, and I don't see any sister. So then I used to look up so that they will notice me and invited me to breakfast. But it didn't happen at that time. Then I went to Cabrini Shrine in New York. And I met Sister Salacia there, who was the vocation director. And she never stopped calling me. And that's how I got to know the missionary sisters of the Sacred Heart.
So when you entered the Institute, what did you know about Mother Cabrini's charism? What did you think about it, if anything?
That the charism of Mother Cabrini is to help people, and pray a lot, and just giving your compassion and whatever that you can help the people.
So that was when you first came into the Institute.
That's right.
What do you think about the charism now? Has it changed at all for you, or do you?
Oh, it increased, of course. That we are helpful, that we want to serve the poor and the vulnerable. And I think the Institute has that. So that's what happened, that I loved their charism.
So you've lived in community all those years.
Yes.
So tell us about what it's like to live in community, please.
Oh, it was wonderful. The sisters are very loving and very compassionate. And of course, imitate their works and their charism. And that's how I feel like I'm being called.
So some of the other sisters have talked a little bit about in community, you don't just pray all the time.
No.
So tell us about that.
Oh, we have recreation, we have prayer, we do something like, I didn't cook, but I like whatever is needed that I can do, that's what I did.
I see that a lot with the sisters, whatever I could do.
Right.
So now I want you to tell me a story, okay?
Story what?
I'll tell you.
Okay.
So tell me how you were called to go back to the Philippines.
Oh, they needed something there, the sisters. And they have that program there. It's a company of lay people that they needed us there. So Sister Veronica and I went there. And we serve Save Our Street Children. They're not really street children. They are with home, with father and mother. But we serve them a lot of programs, of skills to the mother. And we feed them every Saturday with good food, and the mothers cook them. And that's what we did. I have a picture of them that I can show you.
Thank you. And can you tell me? So you said you fed them on Saturdays.
Right.
Can you tell me about seeing the kids, what they were like, how you talked to them?
Oh, they're wonderful. You can talk to them. We have a choir for them. We have programs for them every summer because Baguio doesn't have water. So we brought them to next city, which they have a lot of water. And we did that during the summer, every year. And they love it very much, even the mothers and the children.
So can you describe a little bit about what their life was like? The kids, what did they do every day? And
Well, they go to school. They went to school. And we have some programs for them. Like we have a teacher who taught them. And we have a choir. Somebody did also promote that. But we only see them on the Saturday. And some of them we invited not the younger one. For some time we watch TV. We get together. We feed them. We have a center there. And the center is like, we have a convent on the other side, and this is the center. So we sit them too.
I think you I think you told me that there was just you and Sister Veronica went.
Yeah.
Is that, and could you describe when you arrived? How did you feel when you first arrived? Were you frightened? Were you tell me about that.
Not really. We stayed with another sister there because we didn't have the center yet. But the parish priest, gave us this building that we live. And it's the church is downstairs and we're upstairs. So it's nice that every day we can go to Mass there.
It sounds like Mass is very important to you.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that? Why is Mass important to you? And tell me about that.
Yeah. Well, Jesus is there. The Blessed Mother is there. And you hear the gospel, which you can, see that you can do it. And it's a nice feeling during the day that you have the Mass and receive communion.
Is there one moment that you can remember that touched your heart in your work, that you will say, this changed me or this did something for me?
I learned more of compassion and be able to do for the poor. And that's really in my heart, that I would like to do something what I can do. Because of the charism of Mother Cabrini, and Mother Cabrini must say, go ahead, Amada, you're doing a good job.
In your life as a religious, what felt good to you? You knew you had accomplished something, or as you said,
Well,
Mother
because
Cabrini.
I was a nurse, so I help people, when I'm working in the hospital. I like to talk with them and nurse them too, and whatever I can do, I did.
How would you describe your life as a religious to somebody who was thinking about coming to the Institute?
Well, I would talk to them and see like how I felt when I had a vocation. Because I entered when I was 29. And how it makes me feel that God has really called me to be a sister and a missionary, that I can do what Mother Cabrini wants me to do.
Is there something about religious life that you would tell these people about, tell someone thinking about coming in?
That is very, very beautiful to do the missionary of Mother Cabrini, because there's a lot to think about, like going to wherever you are needed. If you are a nurse, you go to the hospital, or if you are a teacher, we have a high school. And then you can go abroad too, wherever you are wanted.
Is there anything that we didn't ask you but you want to talk about? Is there something that again from your heart that you'd like to tell us about in this life?
Well, I have a good family. And when I said to my mother that I was going to enter, she said, well, go to nursing first before you do it. Which I did, because I didn't want to leave her. I'm the youngest of the family, and I'm a nurse, so I can take care of her. And that's what I told her. But then when I decided to enter in the United States, well, she said, go ahead. And then when my mother was 92, 93, that I was already in Baguio, and I was thanking the Lord that I was there when she died. And I went to go take care of her. And then she didn't die at that time. But then when she died, I was still in Baguio and was able to go to see her. That's my greatest gift that God has given me. I was so happy that I entered the Missionary Sisters of the Sacred Heart, because what I did was all the wishes of Mother Cabrini and God.
How's that?
We're done.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But